The last improvement that we wanted to demonstrate was the addition of donut charts in the Maps app. Donut charts are applied to event-level data when you are using a data element in order to disaggregate your events. In this example, I am looking at the number of severe malaria cases disaggregated by the male and female option set. What we would typically see in previous versions of DHIS 2 is the events being clustered together when we are zoomed out at this level. We cannot clearly identify any differences using the disaggregation defined by our data element that we have applied to our data in previous DHIS 2 versions when zoomed out. This information only becomes available when we start to zoom in and see the individual events. You can see that when I zoom in, I start to see individual events displayed by the sex that they represent. In DHIS 2.34, we still see our events clustered together, but now we have donut charts applied to each cluster so we can see the proportion each option is taking up within our cluster. If I review this large cluster of 199 severe malaria cases, we can see it is made up of roughly 50% males and 50% females. This varies from the cluster of 15 severe malaria cases above it, which is closer to 75% female and 25% male, based on the legend that we see on the left side. You can see that when I zoomed in, new clusters appeared. I can zoom in again to show this once more. This continues until we zoom in close enough that we can start to see the individual events. Clusters are viewed by using the Style by Data element function that was introduced previously. We have a more detailed overview of this function that you can also have a look at. Let us quickly modify this map to use a different data element in order to define what's being displayed on our clusters. If we click on Edit Layer, and then move to the Style tab, we can see sex is currently selected in the Style by Data element dropdown. Let's change this to age. We can use the age legend that's already been applied and available. We can then update our layer. We can now review another example where there are more than 2 items making up our proportion. In this example, we are looking at severe malaria cases still, but the clusters are divided by age rather than sex. You can see the clusters are showing the proportion of each age based on the legend on the left-hand side. In this overview, we discussed some of the new features of the Maps app introduced in DHIS 2.34. This includes full screen mode, smoother zooming, the addition of panning and tilting, and donut charts for event layer clusters disaggregated by a data element. We look forward to hearing your comments on these features. For any questions, please do not hesitate to contact us on the Community of Practice.